As a child, my family and I all lived in Mississippi. My mom would wake me up every Sunday morning for church. We didn't go as a family much, so at the time I didn't understand the true meaning of who God was or why and how He had such a huge impact on people's lives. As days passed, one morning, my mom was rushed to the hospital, and it turned out, after multiple medical tests, she had developed a rare incurable autoimmune disease known as systemic mastocytosis and Neuro-Behçet's disease. In addition to everything that happened, I was at a point in my life where I was fighting my own battles with not knowing how she was or what she was going through, and at the moment I knew my whole life was going to be changed forever. Unfortunately, with how old I wasn't allowed in the hospitals, so I went days and weeks without seeing my mom and dad. In this tragic moment, I was taking on the challenge of raising my sister with the help of my grandparents, not knowing what was going to come next. At the time, my mom was struggling to fight and was wanting to give up. So she told my dad to return home to tell us the heartbreaking news that she was severely struggling and she wasn't sure if she was going to make it or not. We were all in disbelief because without my mother, we wouldn't know who to aspire to be like. However, out of surprise, my mother gathered the strength to return home to me and the rest of my family, but unfortunately she was still very ill. I look back to when I hardly recognized my mother. She was extremely skinny, bruises everywhere, and very pale. I could see that my mother was in severe pain, but I could tell that my mom was being very discreet and hiding the fact that she was in enormous pain. We had nurses that went in and out of our house while my mother was being taken care of. And aware of everything that was happening, all the sick nights, all the pain my mother endured constantly, had me contemplating why God let something so tragic and painful happen to the person I love most, my mother. I didn't believe that she had deserved any amount of it, so my faith began to crumble. As weeks passed by, I was informed that we were making a big move to Texas to live with my grandparents due to losing all of our assets and possessions because they all went towards my mother's medical bills and special treatments. I was devastated at first because I thought of leaving my friends and family behind, but moving to Texas was our best and only choice to move forwards. Moving to Texas changed our life for the better, physically, mentally, and emotionally. In our new chapter in Texas, my mother felt a piece missing in our new lives and chose to adopt a young baby girl. And to this day, she is the reason my mother has a newfound reason to live. However, all the battles we have endured had led me into being depressed. I would return home every night pouring my emotions out to my mom, saying, "Why did God put us through all these terrible problems?" In the whole series of events, I felt that God wasn't with me at all. But my mom had told me that it is hard to look at it this way now, but God puts obstacles in our lives for us to overcome it, to grow, and become stronger. It's hard to understand at this horrific time until one day it would all make better sense. That's when I realized to not give up on my faith with God, and had realized He has big plans for my life, along with everyone else's. He is going to remove all the toxic people, all the obstacles, and all the overwhelming thoughts going through our minds, and has it to where things happen for a reason if you overcome it, and to not give up. Someday, everything will make perfect sense on why things are going the way that they are. God lets me know whatever I'm going through is no surprise to Him, and it does not cancel His purpose for my life. And this does not make me nor anyone less of a person. From all this, I have learned that in tough times in our lives, we should be persistent and that we should never give up.